So you can tell us now, was it a rat or a raccoon?
Still don't know.
How weird is this for you?
Yeah, it's a little different. Don't think they might have been in the visiting side one time. So this is all kind of new to me, but it was pretty cool to be back at Citi Field.
Any emotions walking in today?
Yeah, it's excited. Glad to get back here. Still know a lot of guys over there, so hopefully say hello and just looking forward to a good night.
You expect cheers?
I hope so. I feel like given so much to this organization. I got drafted in 2013. Was here for 12 years. In the big leagues for I think 7. So I'm hoping hope the fans appreciate that. I played hard and enjoyed my time here.
It felt like for years we asked you about trade rumors, things like that. When it finally happens, what is your reaction at that point?
I think I was in trade rumors ever since 2018. The Diaz and Cano trade. I was thinking that for a little bit, and and then just I feel like every offseason, my name was popped up, and it finally happened. Didn't know really what to think at the time. This is kind of all I knew. It was the only organization I knew. So it was a little tough. A bunch of great memories here. But being able to go to a new organization, it's been fun, and getting to enjoy new people, and it's been fun so far.
What do you make of the offseason they had getting rid of not just you, but Pete, Nimmo, Diaz?
Yeah.
It's obviously a very different team over there now.
Yeah, I was just looking through the lineup, and they're like, "Oh, who do you know?" I go, "Well, I haven't played with a lot of these guys." It was, definitely, interesting offseason for them. Talked to Pete a little bit in the offseason. I think he, knew he wasn't going to come back, and then I think the Nimmo trade, was very surprising, and at that point, it felt like, their team was going in a little different direction, and it's business, and they want the best team possible out there, so. It is what it is, but enjoying this new chapter.
Jeff, there was a report that you and Francisco got into a fight, and do you think your relationship with him had any role in that moving?
When was that, or like what? Which?
It was my paper, the Post, that you in Philadelphia, you and him got into a fight.
No, we didn't get into a fight. It was just we just had a little argument. It was no big deal.
You don't think that your relationship with him led to them trading you?
No, absolutely not. No.
How would you characterize your relationship with Lindor?
We were teammates. I think he's a great guy and good person, and I enjoyed my time playing with him, and I wish him all the best, and he's a great baseball player, one of the best shortstops to ever do it. So best of luck to him in the rest of his career, and it's been fun playing with him.
Jeff, I know you're asked about reaction. Most guys don't come back home back to where they played so quickly after a trade. Have you thought about DeGrom would come back for 3 years, and Brandon will be back till next year? Do you think about what it's gonna be like? When you're out there and they show this tribute, like 650 or whatever it is, what it's gonna be like having just played here a few months ago?
Yeah, when I got traded to the Athletics, I think I looked at the schedule and go, oh, it's, we go to Citi Field early, which is cool. Like I said, enjoyed my time here. I loved it. So, it is cool will be cool to see all the fans and, all the people I was around, for so long. But yeah, I think it is nice, come here early and, kind of get it out of the way and, not let it be too big of a distraction.
Just, they clearly thought after last season, they needed to break up the core of the team. Did you think that was necessary? Looking back, do you think that was necessary?
I mean, that's not a decision, I'm able to make. I felt like, we had a pretty good team. We were one game away from, being in the postseason last year, and that was tough. But it's business, and David's over there, trying to put the best team on the field as possible, and that's what he's seen fit.
What was that feeling today, walking into underneath and making the opposite turn, going into the other locker room?
Yeah, it's definitely a little interesting. Never really been on this type of stadium before, so. But yeah, just a little different.
How different is it for you to be sort of one of the older guys in the group now?
Yeah. I think that part is pretty cool. Being with the LX right now, I feel like I'm one of the older guys. Have a lot of experience. Can kind of help the younger guys out. We got a pretty young team here, super talented though, a lot of fun to be around. So it is nice to be one of the older guys and let my experience help them and kind of show them the way. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, and definitely I think I'm in a much different role here than I was with the Mets.
When last season, did Dave give you any kind of indication that he was thinking about making changes to the roster?
No. I was actually sitting at home when he traded Nemo. Actually, he did give me a call right after that. Kind of let me know what was going on, and he actually thought I was going to be part of the team. He said he had some visions for me, playing outfield, especially with Simeon coming in. And, never really gave me any heads up. I was on the trade block or anything like that. So I was actually thought there was a good possibility. I was going to come back and play outfield for this team. So or for the Mets. So it was a little bit of a surprise when the trade did happen.
What's it been like being home after so many years on the East Coast? And you had kids here, right?
Yeah.
You had such a life over here. What's it like being back out west where you're from?
Yeah, it's nice. I'm 5 hours from my hometown, so it makes it a little bit easier on the family and the wife and the kids, and they can go home on trips where we're away. So I do have a brother and sister who live in Sacramento as well, so it is nice being around them. So I've family all around. I have friends who makes it a little bit easier for them to come and visit, but yeah.
What has stood out to you about the A's and how they play? They're coming off a nice series win against the Yankees. What stands out about the way this team goes about it?
I think we're just really young, and we got a lot of grinders on this team. It's been fun. I think they play the game the right way. They play the game hard, and everyone's super motivated, and just been enjoying it so far. And we have Kurtz, who was Rookie of the Year last year, so Wilson, who's second Rookie of the Year. So we got a lot of great young guys, and put together good at bats, and yeah.
I know you don't control your future, but you're one of those type of players on a young team that if they fall out of contention, you're like one of those main targets for a contending team. Have you given that any thought that you might end up on a contending team down the road?
No, not really. We're 2 weeks in the season. I know we got a good ball club over here, and we expect to, be in that playoff race. So, if we play the baseball, I know we can. I hope I'm with this team, and we can make some things happen.